everyone. Not yet.
Now you're good.
Now we're like, good morning, everyone. So welcome to the Whatchamacallit TBD show, because one of the great things that we're going to do today is we're tapping into our community and all the creative minds that are out there, because I got to tell you, Liz, Michelle, and myself, it's already Friday in our heads, so we have no creative juices going on at the moment. But one thing we're going to do is we're going to try to name the show today if we can. But welcome to episode. So this is episode, we decided, is it 0 or is it 0.5 or
0.5? It's a little something.
It's a little something
going on here.
All right. So it's episode 0.5 at the moment. And we've been trying to collaborate and do something, the three of us together, for a very long time. We get asked all the time, hey, how do you do this? Or do you know someone who does that? Or the best one yet is like, what is your favorite tech platform and favorite app these days? So we decided, hi, Brianna. Hi, Sean. Hi, Bob. That we're just gonna create, coffee time, coffee chat, however you want to see it, but with our friends, and we're gonna make new friends. The goal and the mission of this is going to be a weekly episode where we are going to be discussing relevant topics, pet peeves, just stuff that's happening within our world, either personally, professionally. And we hope you tell us what's happening in your world as well. Hey, Rachel, hope Vancouver is well. And the most important thing is we want to help you with any questions that you have. So we're going to have it where you can submit questions. Hi, Sarab. And we also, this is one thing that I'm super excited about. So is we're going to have lifelines. And if anybody remembers the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, so basically what we're going to be doing is, if we can't answer the questions, we're going to have people that are going to be our lifelines, where we can text them. We're going to bring them onto the show. They're going to help answer your questions as well. But we're also in the midst of co-creating this. So I love it that there's a ton of people here. And I know that everybody has ideas. So think of it this way. This is where you can use us and this, Whatchamacallit, because we still need a name, to do what you would want when it comes to making you better. We just want to be there for you. And Brianna got it right. Phone a friend or Slack a friend. Ooh, I like the Slack a friend. I love that. Brianna, you must have had something else in your coffee this morning. So, Liz, I'm passing it over to you.
Well, I mean, we're just so excited. I'm so excited. I can't speak for these two ladies, although I think you are also excited to just have this place to do something together. And we haven't figured it out, which is why we're coming to all of you. But we were, typical event planners. We get on a call. We're like, hey guys, let's do something. What should we do? What is it going to look like? What's the format? How long? How frequent? What's it called? That's where everyone gets hung up. And, I'm a huge believer in lean startup mode. Just figure it out, build it as you go, and build it for the audience. That's you all. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking time out of your super busy schedules to jump in here and see what the heck are these ladies doing. The truth, we don't know. I see Rachel's asking, what platform are we using? What platform should we use? I mean, obviously the three of us have lots of ideas, and it's not like we can't figure this out, so we're bringing it to you. It's more that we want to build it around all of you. And where are you watching, and what kind of format? Do you want audio only? Do you want audio and video? Please use the comments to let us know. We're going to use that link at the bottom also to collect some of your feedback. But our goal is really just to figure out what is the pulse of our industry. We have our fingers each on different sections of the industry and different pulses, but we figure let's build this together. So I'm super excited to work with Dahlia and Michelle on this project. And I don't know, Michelle, what do you want to share? Where are we taking this? We have no plan here.
So I always am the let's back it up person. So let's sort of talk about why, other than, we groove on each other and, love each other sort of thing. Let's talk about, why we're here. So first of all, we're doing this because we can, which is another way of saying because it's the only opening in Dahlia's calendar on a weekly basis that isn't in the middle of the night. So we managed to like carve out some time for her. Liz is the same way between her two babies and everything. It's like, okay, we've got like an hour slot that we can create in. So we're doing it because we can, because we really care about the industry. We care about our colleagues that are, maybe going through some things with work or professionally, or just have an idea to share that would benefit everyone. And we think that we can create a big enough audience and a forum for sharing those things. And also because we're all super curious, we love to know what each of us is thinking, but we also love to know what the audience is thinking. So we can, leverage that and maybe build upon that to share with other people. And finally, we love change. One thing that Dahlia didn't say that we talked about originally was we were just thinking about maybe doing a podcast, and then our friend Bob, who's here with us today, made a lovely list of like 190 other podcasts in our industry. So maybe it's not going to be a podcast. Maybe it is, but there's a different twist on it. That's why we're here. We want change in the industry. We want change in what we're doing and how we do it. And we want to bring you something new.
Yeah. I second all that she said right now. So but here's the other part of this. So we're keeping this raw. We're keeping this is, there's certain points that we want to drive within the 30-minute mark that we have with you. But we're keeping it super raw in the sense, and keeping it real. So we're all moms. We're all juggling personal stuff all the time. So you might see Liz bring Lucas and Riley on. I am going to ask Liz never to mute her mic at all, because that's where we're at right now. Bruno has a lot going on in her household, but and I got the same. So I got 2 sick kids. One's a fur baby and one's a kid. Did you see that I got the fur baby first? So they're both sick at home, but I just want us to be real, because that's how it is with us, and that's how it is in everybody's lives at the moment. So this is not staged. This is not a sales pitch. This is truly a conversation, and we have certain, points that we just want to empower everybody with going forward. And Brianna, you're like flipping on fire today. So, and Taylor, Event Moms, I was like wondering if you were going to join us. So I'm glad you're here. But I don't know if you see Brianna's comment, where some of her ideas is, what if we did themed like brainstorm or rapid fire sessions, bring a need, bring a problem. We all come together with creative ideas that come to mind quickly outside of the box, and I flip and love it. So if that is one thing that everybody wants to do, or some of you want to do, we're all for it. And we're here on, like I said, personal and professional. So we know that you guys want to do better when it comes to events, when it comes to your jobs, etc. But we're also wanting to discuss, anybody that's having challenges with personal juggling, mental health, all of that. So there's no I was going to say no filters, because I was called on the obscenities that I use on my live webinars. Sometimes I got called out on that on an evaluation from a client, but that's not what I meant. What I meant is that we want to be very transparent, and we just want to be here to help you out. And we see Donna and Adrian, and I say this is the best like love fest ever, because I just miss everybody. Craig says no filter. So why am I not surprised, Liz?
Because he's the one upstairs watching the kids while I'm down here in the quote unquote studio trying to pull it together here.
Right.
Mhm.
So, all right. So, one thing is there are a couple of topics that are just making people's minds blow up. And Michelle, I want you to share real quick with you your experience with the show that you just came from in Phoenix,
Yeah.
and what it was like for you.
Yeah. So I just got in last night from CEX, which is Creator Economy Expo or something like that. And it was all about using NFTs and Web3 and Creator Coin, Metaverse, blockchain, Bitcoin, all of that stuff for creators, content developers, and how to sort of integrate all of the Web3 things into your creative entrepreneurial lifestyle and your business. And we were talking about, before we got on this call, just how new the industry is, yet there's already a language, there's already people that have been doing it for a year and a half. There's not every, but a lot of the presentations were already about failure, like they've been doing it long enough to fail, and some success stories, but it's definitely a thing that is, while nascent, it's out there, and I think it's something that we'll want to explore from an event perspective. I met event organizers that were already using NFTs and stuff like that. So well, I'll be the girl to do that maybe. But yeah, that's what I saw.
Well, so and so that's the other thing is we want to be able to keep you guys in the know, and especially about like topics or just relevant news that might not even be truly directed within our industry, but will impact you somehow. We've been talking about or like hearing about NFTs and Web3 and metaverse and everything for a long time. And a lot of people are just not there yet with how does that apply? Why should I understand it? What does it mean? And I will let you, we will all tell you, we just want you to be informed and not caught off guard. So that's one thing. I actually did just the part about the metaverse and NFTs. I did a course with Realm Academy, and I'll put that in the comment section as well. I was like cohort 1, and it was with the godmother of metaverse. Her name is Kathy Hackle, and if you're not following her on LinkedIn, please do. This is not a plug, but the Realm Academy was about 800, I want to say, kids, because I felt like, holy shit, I was the oldest one there. They were on Discord. They knew what was going on. They were like piping in, and here I am in my head. I'm like, I have no idea what this is. I mean, I had to log in with Phantom and all of that. And maybe some other people that are listening in saying, Dahlia, you're like so behind the ball. I'm like, hey, but I did like drown in it for a bit. And it was a holy shit moment. So it was crazy. But so Kathy just launched her book, which is Navigating the Metaverse. And she actually co-authored this with a couple of university professors, which is fantastic. And so you get like the 101 from it, which I would recommend. I'll put this in the link as well. Navigating the Metaverse. It's on Amazon. But so it's topics like that. And we just need you to pipe in and tell us what kind of other topics that you would want. And so Liz, I know that you went on site visit a couple of days or weeks ago, or does it seem like a year? Because we have a time issue right now too, where like time is, I don't know where it goes, but how is that? Because you told us about a couple of things that happened on the on-site where it's like, holy shit.
Well, sometimes you just, I think this is part of what we want to bring to this show is that if you just jump on a Zoom with any of us, we just start sharing our Like, oh my gosh. I said at the beginning of when we first jumped on before we went live, like, I just have to get this off my chest. This just happened. So yeah, we had we had a walkthrough a few weeks ago. We did one again on Tuesday. We have 3 in-person events next week, which is like insane. I don't even know that I ever did 3 in a week pre-COVID, but we were just saying that everyone is booking everything in October. We have 3 events on the same day. So fall is going to be insane. I mean, if you think spring, every person I talk to in our industry right now is just overloaded. They don't have enough staff. It's super stressful. And it seems like in terms of the interest, whether it's in person, virtual, or hybrid, people are definitely ready to be back. And it's funny because like the events industry, I feel like we've had all this lower time. I definitely would not call it time off. And definitely, I mean, for like the 3 of us who've been doing virtual, it's probably been, for me, it's been the busiest 2 years of my career. It definitely hasn't been time off. But then it seems like the world is coming back even stronger with events. And now everything is just like on steroids. And also, I feel like a lot of people forgot what they were doing. I'm working with some vendors. I'm like, no, what's time out? What is happening right now?
But that's a huge problem, don't you think? Like, I mean, you know, we have a lot of planners and suppliers and supplanners on the chat right now. But, you know, that is a domino effect that could hurt us as professionals. Yeah, Joe, you're much younger than we are. So like, you know, but I have nothing against Discord. But what? Oh, another Dahlia. But you spell it in like that's not Webster Dictionary Dahlia. That's Dahlia. That's like the real Dahlia right there. Nice smile. But like, you know, if we think of it, I actually have tech companies coming to tell me we are fully booked in the fall already. And so like, you know, going back to Liz, what you were saying is if the plan is not there, and if people are waiting to make decisions and are like just doing like, you know, hurry up and wait, which we experience all the time.
Yeah.
It's going to come back where it's going to be a holy shit moment where who's going to help me do anything? And so like you're talking about it in the sense of not only venues or tech companies, but even the strategist and the boots on the ground type of teams that you would want as part of your team. And we're feeling it at the moment where it's like, you know, it's putting more pressure on us to think clearly for you. Rachel just got back from CIM. Is it CIM? Yeah, CIM in Vancouver in over 2 years, and the attendance was at its highest historically, which is fantastic. But devil's advocate, I'm going to throw it out there, is Rachel, was the event like designed the same exact way as it was in the last face-to-face? So in 2019? Because I think that's something that we're experiencing right now. Everybody's like, oh, we're back. But you're back to what? You just like took a time machine and you went back to 2015, 2019. What's that going to do for your audience? Will they come back to you? You know, what do you guys think of designing the same exact show?
You know,
Bruno.
Yeah, being back really isn't that much fun. I'm sorry. I'm
not the only one who feels that way.
I mean, let's ask our listeners too. Being back, is it as fun as you thought? But Bruno, you tell us. I mean, what do you think? Because we hear it all the time.
Well, I mean, just even getting there and back is such drudgery that it's very off-putting. Number one, being there with just like a mass of people is a little bit shocking. And, you know, there's still COVID out there. So you're kind of feeling a little bit like, who's going to give it to me sort of thing. So yet everyone in the room forgot about it. So there's a lot of hugging and shaking of hands and stuff like that. So it's still a little bit scary. I never advocated for huge events. What is the point? I think events, if anything, should be smaller and more exclusive and more intimate and more of them. So Last thing that I will say, that Dahlia and I talk about this all the time. If we're going to go back to the exact same thing, what is the point?
Yeah,
If you don't innovate this time around, what is the point? So that's
definitely.
how I feel about it.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been to a couple of shows recently. The aisles are wider, just because. No, not really. You know, the attendance, everybody's like, "Oh, we're down." Yeah, that's understandable. But the other part that I worry about is when you try to bring that audience back to your events, will they say, yeah, it was worth the trouble with the airfare? I mean, Liz, you got caught like sleeping in an airport.
Worst.
I
I
mean,
stayed in a hotel. I'm not going to complain. But, the truth is, well, I am going to complain because it was a horrible day of things and it was a whole story. But the thing is, the world just is not operating the way it was. And there are many reasons for that. One is because COVID is still a real thing.
yeah,
I'm shocked every day when I look at the numbers, which I think a lot of people just pretend like that doesn't exist anymore. But I'm like, hey guys, this is what we were shutting down for before. But anyway, there's COVID. Then there's like staffing shortages. I mean, the airplanes were like, my flight got delayed 5 times, the same flight, because they had no crew. That's what they were saying. They couldn't
Yeah.
get to our airport because they had no crew. Then it got undelayed by 2 hours, so there, and in the events industry, we're seeing that too. Like stuff I used to order 3 weeks before the event, it's not coming in time then, because if you wait that long, you're done. Like I used to be able to call a vendor and be like, hey, can you get this for me tomorrow? No, the answer is no now. So there's that. And then there's humans have changed,
Mhm.
I think that we're going to see a big rush back. We're going to see this historic attendance, and we're missing out on the best opportunity to show our audience what we've learned in the last 2 years. And they're going to go back in record numbers and say exactly what Michelle said. Well, that wasn't that fun. There were a
Yeah.
lot of people around, and that was no different than it ever was. And then next year or 2 years from now, you're going to watch your attendance drop dramatically.
And they'll
And
go
all these
elsewhere.
people, yeah, all these people who are so excited about in-person is back, you're going to find that it's actually a very short-lived thing. And if you don't use the opportunity now to capitalize on what you're doing differently and to show your audience that and to show how you're building for them,
Yeah.
good luck. Good luck
Yeah.
to you.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean, so and I think everybody agrees on that, in the comments. You're like, we need to be back, but we need to be better. We need to be more innovative, all of that, and give them a reason to come back personally. So, Bruno, what were you going to say?
Well, I mean, the one thing that comes to mind with the event that I just came from, 2 things. The speakers, every single one was off the charts stellar. So it was clear that they were being very selective in bringing back only the best people, and that the meeting itself was impeccably managed. I mean, there was no point, which for me is unusual, where I was like wandering around going, where do I go? What room should I be in? Things like that. And it was a pretty small venue. Always people there to answer a question. Everything ran like clockwork. Every single session started and ended on time. I mean, that was like a refreshing in so many ways. So that sort of order, I think, stands in contrast to the disorder that we've kind of been through. So those would be things that really stood out for me.
So I have a feeling that we can talk about this in different episodes. And to Brianna's point and others, we can focus on brainstorming, just like the laser focus on different points of the experience, which is, the management. And it sounds very basic, but it truly isn't. And I think that would be great fun. I know that we have like 5 minutes left. So we need to name the show.
Yeah. And
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about
We need everybody to help us name the show.
Talk about the video ask idea, Dahlia.
The video ask idea. So we're going to be also using video ask. If you're not familiar with it, it is absolutely fantastic as a platform where we are going to be sending out a link. Then you can share what you want to name the show. We need to come up with an incentive, by the way, ladies, just FYI. And the other thing is the questions that you want us to address, or topics, or the style of an episode that you would want. And I'm sure, well, the best part about it is none of our audience members are shy, which is great. So they will tell us as it is. So we would love to have you just help us with that. We'll send out the video ask link. If you have ideas, and I know, Liz, you told me to do this as housekeeping notes in the beginning, and I forgot. So shame on me. That when you log into StreamYard and to watch this, you have to log in with your profile so that you that your name comes up in the comments. So the LinkedIn user that says unconventional. Thank you
Love
for
the
that
idea.
What?
I love the idea of the name. I just don't know who it is.
Yeah,
if you go
exactly.
to StreamYard.com/LinkedIn, I think you just click a button to let us see who you are.
Yeah.
Michael says the anti-shit show.
Yeah, he knows that my hashtag is shit show slow-mo. That is my hashtag. I will trademark it. It's like the same with this sign that I have up here. Adam, good to see you. And Keith, Whatchamacallit. So that, but, and how many, and we have 3 minutes. Was this a good start? I'm going to ask Liz and Bruno first. Was this a good start?
Go, Liz.
I mean, I think so. I think that we have, what we've shown is, first of all, look at this amazing audience. There's some really kick-ass people who are watching this right now. And I love the idea of not just the three of us being able to talk incessantly to each other, which is my own little like ticket in. I like this is just a win for me. But I love the idea of being able to bring all of these great ideas. Let's bring them on the show. Let's have them on video. Let's integrate them in everything, because there's a lot of really smart things in here. I mean, Brianna was saying some amazing things. Adrian knows what he's talking about. Obviously, like there's some really smart people in the chat. And I think this is exactly what I wanted to see, was like, if we did it, would we be speaking to crickets? I mean, it's really possible that we went live and like not a single person cared. Or is it kind of like
my puppy fell asleep? So,
yeah, you never know. So I would say it was successful. Michelle, what do you think?
Well, I will say that we've just recorded 6 shits during the course of the show. So,
you were counting?
Yeah, because mine was number 6. So I guess if that didn't offend anyone and turn anyone off, it's a good thing.
Yeah, we should put a disclaimer. There will be profanity.
And children running across
and children
the floor
and puppies.
Yeah. But so far it's good. It will be as good as the audience helps us make it.
Definitely. So this is co-created. I want to say one thing though, because I think this will resonate with a lot of people. We've been talking about this collaboration for like a decade. That's one. Second is you're looking at 3 perfectionists at the moment that, like, if it's not fully baked, it does not get out of the can. Like, really, seriously. We like try to overthink things like nobody's business. And we actually went against everything that we like do for our clients or for everything. And we're like, guess what? We're just doing it. And this is what you get. So I just want to make sure that, we're keeping it real. Thanks, Joy. And good to see you. But in the sense of, we had to let go of the biggest thing that drives us just to have this happen. And it's actually all for you. So just saying that to everybody. Come.
I like this name. There will be profanity. It's a good name for a podcast.
Say hi, Mr.
Look at the kitty.
All right. You're done.
I think we're
Cool.
done. Except
for done. Are you guys good? We're asking everybody. Thumbs up, a 1, or like a high 5. Keep it real and raw. Thanks, Sean. That's the way to go right now. We just need a safe spot where we can keep it real. And hopefully we'll be like, talking with, we're saying things that are actually being said in your heads or in your brains. Like when you have a conversation in your head, now you can say it out loud. But
even if it's not fully thought out, like I like the idea that we're not here to just tell you all the answers to everything that solves the event industry. With NFTs, like we're keeping our ear out, we're doing research, we're looking into it. And we have as many questions as you do, probably.
Yeah,
But it's
absolutely.
really just like, what is this? What did you hear? How do you think it could be done? What would be the value of that? Like, these are the questions we ask each other to push it to find where is the application for our industry? What is it going to mean? What is that going to mean for ticketing? Whatever. And that's not just NFTs, but for any topic. We're not here just to teach. We're here to learn. So
Absolutely.
go to that link at the bottom, bit.ly/whatchamacallit show. Give us your information. Let us know what you are interested in, what formats you like, audio only, video and audio. What questions do you have? Would you want us to bring you on the show? And what do you want to talk about? What do you want us to talk about? And give us all that information. When are we going to go live again? How do people know? We're just going to email everyone and put it out like we did today, right? The next time.
So I would
Or are
say,
we
I
just
mean,
gonna do
to
it next
Sean's
week?
point, if we want this to be a standing, like, thing, that if you want to give us your email address, we can definitely put in a calendar invite or however you want, just to park it on everybody's busy schedules, right? So that's one. And it's just like, again, you get your coffee. In Bob's instance, it would be tea in London, probably Earl Grey, if I'm not mistaken. And it will just be like a consistent time on everybody's schedule. And who knows, it could be that Liz will be on site somewhere, or Bruno is, pulling her hair because of a client, and that would be part of the conversation.
Follow a plus client.
Oh my God.
My clients are sweethearts.
We're not going to end on that note, Bruno. We can't end on that note, really. Anyway, so if this was great, I just give us more just let us know what your thoughts are. We love that you all joined us. And Rachel, I love the name Half Baked, so that is absolutely fantastic. It'd be taken in different ways, but that's okay. I'm good with that. And we'll see you next week. How's that?
We'll be here.
Good.
Next Thursday, everyone. Thanks for
All
joining.
right. Bye.
Bye.